Cue up John Tesh and Round Ball Rock. The NBA on NBC could be making a comeback after a 20-year absence. The network is reportedly looking to make a run at the league following once they left in 2002. We welcome in Tim Hanlon, founder and CEO of the Vertere Group based in Chicago. Tim, thanks for joining us today. The negotiations for the NBA package won't even begin until 2024, but it seems the two big winners so far, just based on the competitors in the field, are the NBA and children of the 90s like myself who grew up with the NBA on NBC. I mean, that was where Michael Jordan did all of his magical stuff.
Well, the third one actually is John Tesh because the licensing rights, to Round Ball Rock, for sure, which certainly evokes exactly all of those memories that you're talking about. Look, this is born from, let's call it a trial balloon. In the trade press that NBC and NBCUniversal, its parent company, are, at least publicly trying to say that they would be interested in the rights. Now, you mentioned 2024. The current rights owners for NBA games are Disney via ESPN and Warner Brothers Discovery, which now owns TNT, which broadcasts games on a bi-weekly or twice-a-week basis as well as playoffs. And those are both basically up for grabs, and it's never too early in this world of sports rights that are increasingly more valuable, live in the face of everything else being streaming or on demand. And it's probably a very small group of entities, the NFL, certainly soccer, and the NBA, that have sort of these gigantic international value to them. So this is probably one of the very few crown jewels that there are in sports. And I think essentially that you're going to see some jockeying for such. But, Warner Brothers Discovery is cutting costs. There is a seeming lack of appetite to pay too much for live streaming rights, despite this gigantic conglomerate. And Disney, with ESPN, obviously just restructured, although they're doubling down on sports. So I don't think either of these two are going to go away that quickly. I would argue if anyone is probably going to be weakest in perhaps their initial interest, is probably going to be the Warner Brothers Discovery package in TNT.
And at this point, with the current Disney side of the NBA broadcast equation, they can put the games on ABC, they can put the games on ESPN, they can put the games on ESPN streaming applications. NBC shut down its national NBC Sports channel last year. So there is no national NBC sports channel. They do have the regional sports networks, for example, in Chicago. They can put the games on the big network if that's what the affiliates want. How would an NBA and NBC deal look like in the mid-2020s? And what's the advantage for the streamers? I mean, just to say that they can, how do they make all their money back?
Yeah, so NBC Universal obviously brings the NBC television network as well, right? So they're par there, right? Warner Brothers Discovery does not have a broadcast network, right? So already NBC looks more strong in terms of being able to offer a broader reach vehicle via an NBC television network. Even with the demise of the NBC Sports Network, NBC has been very good at utilizing their other remaining cable networks, such as USA Network in particular, for all kinds of other stuff, such as Premier League games and Olympic matches and those kinds of things. So I think it's probably the strongest hand. Streaming, of course. Peacock probably needs more programming, for sure. And I think ESPN Plus is obviously already well underway. So I think NBCUniversal has a really good shot to differentiate themselves in this bidding war.
Tim Hanlon, founder and CEO of the Vertere Group based in Chicago. Thank you for joining us today.